This is the EKXBIKE X21 Max electric motorcycle, but trust me, what you get here matches the name. What drew me to this e-bike was its bold, cool look, sleek but robust, with a modern frame that honestly stands out compared to a lot of other electric bikes I've tried. From my experience, if you're after something that delivers performance, looks solid, and isn't afraid to go off the beaten path, this one should grab your attention. Talking about design and how it feels, the X21 Max is a pretty chunky bike, but in a good way. That solid aluminum alloy frame is built to last, and even though the whole thing weighs about 80 pounds, it actually gives off a premium, safe feeling. The size isn't intimidating, but you can sense the strength when you grab the handlebars. One thing I noticed right away is the seat. It's got that moped-style saddle, which looks a bit like what you'd find on some motocross bikes. I've sat on a few different e-bikes, and this one feels high quality without being stiff. The 19-inch wheels are massive compared to typical mountain bikes, and paired with those thick off-road tires, the bike almost dares you to test its limits. The compact LCD display is intuitive too. It shows speed, battery level, mileage, and a simple fault indicator, so you're always in the loop while riding. Plus, the lights, headlight and tail light are super bright, which is a huge deal if you ever ride at dusk or at night. From my first ride, I got an instant impression of power. The key feature that stands out is that 3,000-watt motor, which ramps up to 6,000 watt at peak. In numbers, you can get up to 45 miles per hour, which feels fast even if you're an e-bike veteran. I tried it on a few different roads and even a couple of dirt trails, and I can say the acceleration is honestly impressive. I'm just below 100 kilograms, and the X21 Max handled steep hills far better than my old commuter e-bike ever did. With a 60V30Ah removable Samsung battery, I'd say actual range for me was somewhere between 50 to 60 miles per charge. But that really depends on your weight, the type of terrain, and how much you push the throttle. In my opinion, it's perfect for weekend trail riding, but also works for daily commuting, especially if you live somewhere hilly. Comfort and braking are huge for me because I don't just want speed. I want control and safety when things get bumpy or I hit unexpected potholes. Full hydraulic suspension, meaning both the front fork and rear shock absorbers, soak up a lot of the vibrations when you ride over rough ground. This includes real mountain bike suspension, not just a stiff fork, so you're not feeling every single rock or root along your path. Dual hydraulic oil brakes are a total lifesaver too. They stop you quickly without that jarring feeling some rim or mechanical disc brakes give you. I took a few sharp corners going downhill and was amazed at how stable and responsive it felt, even when I had to brake hard. Another thing I like is the customization built into the bike. From my experience, the 7-speed gear system actually helps. You can ride it as a pedal assist if you want to, or just use the throttle for pure motor power. Honestly, I ended up using the throttle most of the time because pedaling on an 80-pound bike doesn't really feel natural for me. There's a helpful 2-mode function too. Eco for longer rides and Sport for when you want that extra burst of power. Switching between modes is seamless, and the difference in acceleration is pretty obvious. I appreciate little details like the mud guards, which keep you clean when you hit a muddy patch, and the turnkey battery, which gives you peace of mind if you ever need to lock up your bike in public. On the other hand, there are a couple of things that gave me pause, and I think it's important to share these honestly. Even though 60V30Ha sounds like a ton of battery, I did feel that the heavy weight and high-powered motor mean you'll probably wish you had just a bit more range, especially if you plan to push it hard or go on longer adventures. While 50 to 60 miles is totally doable for most riders, aggressive riding does drain the battery noticeably faster. Charging also takes about 8 to 10 hours from zero. That's fine if you plan overnight charging, but it's something to keep in mind if you forget to plug in. Another thing that bugged me a bit, and I want to stress it's minor, is the speedometer. From my testing with a GPS app, it tends to show slightly higher speeds than you're actually going. Not a huge deal, but if you want maximum accuracy, just be aware. I also have to mention the weight. At 80 pounds, this is not a lightweight e-bike that you can easily pick up and carry into your apartment or toss into your trunk. I struggled a bit getting it up a few stairs and would recommend it more for people who have easy ground floor access. If you live somewhere without an elevator or you need to haul it around a lot, just keep this in mind. For newcomers, don't be put off if you're not an e-bike expert. There aren't any crazy complicated settings, and the user manual is well written. But just so you know, a brushless motor means fewer moving parts, so less maintenance. Hydraulic brakes use liquid instead of cables for stopping power, so they're much more effective at higher speeds. The removable battery means you can charge it anywhere. And full suspension means both wheels have shock absorbers, which just makes riding over rough ground way easier on your back. In conclusion, the EKXBIKE X21 Max is one of my favorite electric bikes for both off-road fun and city cruising. It nails the most important things for me: tons of power, solid suspension, reliable brakes, and a cool design that turns heads. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants a step up from a regular e-bike, but doesn't want to go full-on motorcycle. If daily commutes, weekend trails, or just having fun is what you're after, you'll probably be as happy with it as I am. Yes, there's room to wish for even more battery capacity and a little less weight, but those minor complaints don't take away from the strong, exciting experience this bike delivers. If you want to see more quick reviews and my real riding videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a comment below if you've got questions about this bike or want to share your own experiences. Thank you for watching.